Happy New Year's, everyone. I hope you guys have been doing well. So this video is going to be a bit odd compared to what I usually make. You know how I usually do the VR chat content, or I do just random like clips of games that I play with friends. This video is going to be kind of different because I kind of wanted to look back at 2023 of what I've done, and then look forward into 2024 to see what will be done and such. So this is basically going to be kind of like a state of the channel kind of video. Basically unscripted, so I just kind of wanted to go at that. There's also going to be a Q&A towards the end of the video. I do have some questions that people have asked me that I asked people to send me any questions they had, and I'm gonna definitely answer those because I think that'd be kind of cool. So let's just jump right into it. So 2023 has been quite a year. Now, if you only are someone who watches the YouTube videos, whichever 705 of you that is, that's how many subscribers I have as of the start of 2024, you may have seen that it's been a relatively quiet year, except for a period of time in like June and July when I was uploading like crazy. And I'm gonna definitely like explain why that was the case, but I just kind of want to put the year of 2023 into context on my end, just so you guys have a better idea what was going on. So going in from 2022 to 2023, I started working on The Wanderer at the very start of the year. If you don't know what The Wanderer is, it is my VR chat map that I have in VR chat that I use primarily for innkeeping. You've probably seen it several times in my innkeeping highlight videos, but it is my VR chat world, and I've been working on it on and off since 2018, and it's been like a passion project of mine. And I decided to update several areas in the map starting in 2023. So for the first, I want to say up until May. So from January till May of 2023, I was basically just working on map updates. And then I took a break in May, and then I came back in June, and I started working on a new project. And the new project I was working on was a 3D model from scratch, which I plan to sell on Booth and exhibit at VCAT. Now, if you don't know what Booth and VCAT is, Booth is a website that you can actually like sell your 3D assets and such. I think it's originally run by Pixiv. It's basically just a place you can buy like a 3D model, like legitimately and such. VCAT basically stands for Virtual Marketplace, and if I really had to describe VCAT pretty simply, it's basically like a convention in VR chat. Like, there's multiple different VR chat worlds that are under VCAT for 2 weeks, and a lot of them have like user submitted booths that they use to usually exhibit whatever model they're selling at the time. So in my case, I had managed to get into VCAT and got a booth like reserved. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna start making a new 3D model that I plan to sell because I want to try it out. So starting in June, I started working on that. But most of you will know that June was also when I got back into video editing, and there's actually a really good reason for that. So I did a bartending session at the Great Pug in VR chat in June, and I really enjoyed that session. It was really fun, and I turned it into a video, and that video, I believe, as of right now, is my second most performing video on my channel. The Shadow Wizard Bunny Gang video, if you're curious what that one is. That video did so much better than I would have ever expected, and I was very surprised to see that. And I think it was because of that success that I started going hard on the video. So I was like, oh, I want to do more videos, because like maybe they'll like pick up from that success. So I did another bartending highlight, and then that did pretty well. And then I started working on cutting up some like Phasmophobia footage I had sitting around for a while just for fun. And then I was working on the monthly innkeeping highlight for VR chat, which I got the June and July ones done. And then also around this time, I was also experimenting with one-off horror games and just making videos of them, just because I just wanted to try something new and just see how it turned out. And then I, obviously, like I said, I got the monthly innkeeping highlights out. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, WildClaw just vanishes. On YouTube, at least. I do still stream on Twitch weekly, by the way. Twitch.tv/WildClaw101. I do the innkeeping and bartending weekly, so if you ever want to catch me, I'm always Twitch streaming. But I disappeared from YouTube, and the reason that I stopped making videos at the end of July is because I had some IRL stuff happen, and it kind of threw me out of whack. Like, I was very much thrown out of the loop, and I just had no motivation to actually sit down and make a video, so I just stopped. And I think that's kind of one of the biggest issues I have right now, is being consistent with the video uploads. And I think, you know, going into 2024, that's something I want to fix. But anyway, while I was not working on YouTube videos, I was actually working on the 3D model for VCAT. So basically from like August until basically like mid-November, I was working on the model and I got it submitted, and I got it exhibited, and then I was good to go. And then December, I decided to take a bit of a break from projects. However, Lethal Company became a thing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to turn a lot of this footage I have of Lethal Company into videos. So as you can see on my YouTube channel, there's like 3 videos of Lethal Company. And I had a lot of fun editing them, and I'm very happy about that. I think it turned out great. And then obviously the last video of 2023 was the Christmas at the Wanderer video, which I'm very happy that I did that, because I feel like the past 2 years I've missed working on the Christmas specials, and I'm very glad I got to do it this year. So basically that's pretty much the entire timeline of 2023. Very much like just being occupied with different projects, and then, you know, getting sucked into video editing for a short period and then kind of just dropping it all of a sudden. And I think, you know, going into 2024, I definitely want to be more consistent with the video uploads. I very much would like to try and do at least a monthly video for innkeeping. So you can at least try to expect 1 video from my channel per month, which is basically the innkeeping highlights. However, I have thought about maybe trying some other types of videos. I've been, you know, it's been in the back burner a little bit, but I'm maybe doing like documentary videos for fun on like certain topics. I know that goes like completely against what I do mainly on this channel, but I might try something out just for fun, you know, you never know. You might also see just like the random gameplay video with friends turn into a video, just because I like having fun doing that. Because at the end of the day, YouTube isn't really a job for me right now. It's much more of a hobby, and as long as I'm enjoying doing it, I'm still going to upload and such. So I just want to kind of see where the YouTube channel goes, and I'm very happy to see how that turns out. As for other projects, yes, I'm still working on The Wanderer. I still have some plans for that, and I think some of the questions I'm about to answer in the Q&A section of this video will probably go into detail about that, so we'll just have to see. Otherwise, I'm hoping that in 2024, I can be more consistent with the video uploads and get more stuff done, so I'm happy to see how that turns out. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and just jump into the Q&A section of this video. These questions were asked by community members in the Discord, and also I think on Twitter as well, since I made a tweet about it. I just wanted to see if people had any specific questions they wanted to ask me, you know, things that they might be curious about that they want to know more of, and I thought that this video would be a pretty appropriate place to do that. So let's see what questions we have here. So the first question we have is from Gordian Gaming, aka Gordy. He's a good friend of mine. And he asked, are there any plans to expand on any of the hidden encounters around the map at some point, such as the Killer Bunny Cavern, for example? Short answer, yes. I do have plans to actually go through and revamp a lot of the encounters we've had at the Wanderer. The problem is I had to sort of close them off because when I converted the map from Cyan Triggers to Udon Graph, I would have to have had to go through every single encounter and redo all the functionality as well, and I just didn't have the time or energy to do that at the time. So that's why a lot of the encounters are basically closed off. I also made a lot of these encounters very early on, like years ago, so the skill that I had during that time is much different than what I have now, and I feel like if I actually sit down and redo the encounters from scratch, I can make something much better and higher quality. So yeah, I do plan on going through and hopefully updating all the encounters, bringing them up to speed. I do want to bring back the Trash Man, I do want to bring back Harvey, I do want to update the Killer Bunny, kind of make it a little bit better, things like that. So that is definitely something I plan to do. Our next question is from Zero, and Zero asked, what is your take on the sub-communities that were formed in your community over the course of the year? For example, the staggering amount of Yu-Gi-Oh players. I love it. I think it's awesome, actually. It's like, I've always thought of my community and my Discord as more of a gathering place for people that meet at the innkeeping and want to hang out with each other. So to find out that there's basically a whole entire underground community in my Discord of Yu-Gi-Oh players who all play Yu-Gi-Oh together, I think it's awesome. I mean, I even made you guys like a text channel for Yu-Gi-Oh as well. I don't mind sub communities within a community. I think it's a totally normal thing, and like I said, I really like it. As long as it's not like breaking any rules or anything like that, like nothing like bad or anything. But for the most part, pretty much everyone's pretty chill, and I think it's awesome when people can find something they relate to with other people in the community and be able to have fun with that. All right, next question is from our residential slime reincarnator. I never say his name right. He asked, will Fred ever be able to move, and will there ever be milk in the Wanderer? So yes and yes. Actually, in the test version of the Wanderer that I'm about to upload to public later today, Fred does actually move now. He actually has functionality back in place to actually teleport around. I actually put it together really quickly, but he's always been supposed to be able to move, but up until now he hasn't had the functionality. But yeah, he should be able to move from now on. As for milk, yeah, I do want to add that to the Wanderer. I just have to like actually sit down and model the carton, get the texture, and then just put it into the scene. I mean, it's pretty straightforward to do. I just have to sit down and focus on it. So I'm hopefully going to put that in like the to-do list. I think I'm mainly going to work on that when I do like the bar, like food update and stuff, but we'll see. But I do want to add it eventually. All right, we got another question here. This one's also from Zero, since I said people could submit multiple questions if they wanted to. What is your thoughts on adding a food system? I really want to. I honestly 100% think it would be awesome to be able to have a cooking system where we could actually cook the food that we give to people at the innkeeping. The problem is it's just like, it's going to be a complicated system that I have to really sit down and focus on and make, and also make sure it syncs as well. And I just haven't really sat down to work on that yet. It's just like one of those things where you have to focus your entire like mindset on making that system, and for me it's like I just haven't had the time to sit down and do that yet. I really want to though, like I really do. I just have to be in the right like mood and mindset to actually sit down and make that system. Luckily, I think I have some people that might be able to help me with that, and also I think we are coming up on the point where I want to actually finally work on it. Because right now it's like I'm working on another big thing for the Wanderer, and then once I get that done, then I'm probably going to shift over and probably work on like the food system, because I think that's a long time coming. So yeah, I do really want to add a food system as well. So the last question comes from a sleeping cat, even though I don't think he actually intended to ask it. He says, will there be bathrooms in the Wanderer? I gotta go. Yes, there already are bathrooms in the Wanderer. They're actually in the basement. We have 2 bathrooms, full-fledged bathrooms in the basement of the Wanderer. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope that this gave you guys some information that was definitely necessary to understand like where I've been and what I've been doing and such. And I am really hoping that 2024 turns out pretty well. Like I said, I'm going to definitely try and be more consistent with the videos, but I also have some other stuff I want to work on as well, so I'm definitely going to try and balance everything properly, and, you know, just the usual biz. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you have a wonderful New Year's.